What's that word, family? Hey man, check this out. You know, sometimes we can be too cocky, and that's what happens on this internet. Once you get a certain amount of subscribers, you begin to think that you're the goat at this thing, man. And that's the case that's going on with DJ Academics, because DJ Academics was upset that somebody from the Black Manosphere said that he set up his homeboys fresh and fit. DJ Academics took shots at majority of the manosphere, especially Kevin Samuels and Abbott and Preach, man. He said those guys would never lead a manosphere. They'll never be mainstream like he is, which I don't understand because aren't you interviewing people? Aren't they interviewing people? The same exact thing. So who knows how that can go? Maybe one day people will stop wanting to listen to the bullshit and want to listen to somebody else that's more sensible. Now, I was wondering why DJ Academics and Hussein Campbell was together the other day, man. Just yesterday, they was together announcing a new project. And I was like, what? DJ Academics is reaching into the bucket and pulling out a crab? Couldn't believe that, man. So later on at night, I get home to the office and I see that it was a special guest on the Kevin Samuels show. But let me get back to DJ Academics. Now, what happened was he was talking so much stuff about this one particular guy that's supposed to be in the Black Manosphere, because this guy said the same thing that I said, the same thing that I seen. I seen DJ Academics going on to Fresh and Fit's platform and embarrassing them boys. One particular show, the guy Fresh CEO was sitting next to his newly met white girlfriend, and DJ Academics clowned her, man. He knew her background, and he was just talking shit about her, saying that she was no different than the black girls that Fresh and Fit diss on their show each and every day. So I said, man, DJ Academics is clowning Fresh and Fit. I thought they was homeboys. Not only that, he did a couple of things to those guys that I was like, wait a minute. I thought he was their friend. Why would you bring up this sensitive subject about your friends? But, the internet has no friends. So another YouTuber, he must have way more subscribers than me, because DJ Academics would never react to one of my videos, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that he saw my video and, it made his. But he reacted to another guy in the Manosphere. He actually named the guy. I don't know the guy's name because I'm not hip to everybody that's making videos. There's too many of us. And like they say, it's enough to go around. So, never get too cocky. But the things he was saying about this particular YouTuber, saying that the Manosphere will never be mainstream and blah, 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 blah. Man, all it takes is one person, bro. One person for you to piss off and the tides could change, man. Especially in this YouTube game. Academics, right now, you're on top as far as doing interviews, and you're a hot name, and they say that you break new artists and all of this type of stuff. But there's somebody that's behind you that could be better than you, man. That could be better than you. So it's best that you stay humble. You don't need to go at everybody that's beneath you. Why would you do that? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. So you gotta pick it up and, stand strong, man. Because, oh my God, what has happened now? Ever since Academics said the Black Manosphere will never be mainstream, guess what? Oh, shit's starting to happen. Kevin Samuels, everybody's favorite Black Manosphere leader, Kevin Samuels, had a special guest on the show. And guess what? DJ Academics. It's mainstream. Mainstream guest. And guess what he's not going to do? He's not going to kick that guest off of his show like your homeboys Fresh and Fit, how they did Asian Dial. That's what the whole thing fucked up with them. When they kicked Asian Dial off, or when Asian Dial was like, you know what, I'm not going to sit around here for this disrespect that these guys are dishing out. When Asian Dial said that and she left that show, man, started a whole firestorm, ladies and gentlemen. Started a whole firestorm with Fresh and Fit. So now DJ Academics was forced into a corner to protect his homies because I guess he was trying to do something with those guys. I guess he was, he was coming out to their show quite often. So he's trying to do something with those guys. And that brings us to yesterday with him and Hassan Campbell hanging out. Now he got to go deeper into the bucket and pull out another crab. And that shit was funny as hell because you could tell that these two guys, man, they have totally different mind states. The things that Hassan Campbell was saying versus the things that DJ Academics was saying, man, it almost was like night and day, man. You can tell that Hassan Campbell ain't got it all because he was going off into some other shit. Academics was telling him, giving him props, saying, man, you got your own mind, this, that, the other. And he would just go off into a whole nother subject. Academics at one point was like, anyway, I just want to say that I like the way you do your show off the bat. And he still went off into something else. So that relationship, I'm not sure how it's going to work out because those two are so far apart. Even though Hassan Campbell talks about hip hop, at the end of the day, he mainly talks about the crimes in the community, which Academics stay far away from, man. Stay far away from. So those two guys, that's going to be quite interesting. Will it last a year? I'm not sure. Will it work? I'm not sure. It's just like him and Star. Him and Star, they was cool. Star got his following. And, DJ Academics pulled them on to make a bag. So I do see that about DJ Academics. I do see that he tries to help people, but the people he try to help, they don't even need his help. He need to be digging just a little bit deeper into that bucket and pulling up another crab. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling them crabs because they say black people are crabs in the bucket, always pulling each other back in. But sometimes them crabs can pull each other out, especially if they got minds of their own and they not just working extremely hard to go against each other. So, sometimes them crabs can pull each other out, man. They can help each other, but this whole situation has now started something else. We got the queen, man, Nicki Minaj joining Kevin Samuels on Instagram. I don't even think Nicki Minaj has done an interview with DJ Academics at all. So who's more mainstreamer than Nicki Minaj Academics that you've had on your show? Who's more mainstream? Oh, man, that's a tough one right there. You have a lot of people on your show, but I don't think you ever had Nicki on the show. But for her to join Kevin Samuels, that says a lot. That says a lot about how wrong you was and the fact that the mainstream isn't paying attention to the manosphere, man. It's all entertainment, my brother. We can't sit around and watch all y'all whitewash stuff and y'all down black women and not even part of the culture. Fresh and Fit is not part of the culture. Look what happened. The guy just went full cop. And I'm talking about Myron from Fresh and Fit. He went full LA police, Miami Vice style, man. This nigga then turned into fucking Kojak, man. He then opened up a YouTube channel about being a police officer. I just seen a video that had way less views than when his channel first started. So who's falling off and who's coming up? They got to change their image. Let me start working by myself. No, Myron, you done already fucked up, man, especially after those pictures arose of you and your white zaddies laying in the bed, hugging each other shirtless. Like, God, what the hell's going on there? I knew those guys wasn't part of the black manosphere when I first tried to get into it. When I first tried to get in tune with their show, I knew it was something wrong with these guys, so I unsubscribed quickly. It wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't talking no sense. They had 10, 15 women there, talking over each other, getting drunk, drinks. They're feeding alcohol to these women, and this guy is a law enforcement officer. As soon as some of them left, some of them chicks might have got pulled over. And they may have wondered why they was pulled over. It could be because Myron was in there calling, say, hey, man, this chick just was on my show. She pissed me off. She's drunk. I seen her. I passed her 4 shots, and she's driving a gray Toyota. Period, point blank, because once a cop, always a cop. And it's hard to break those type of training and tradition, and it's just hard to break those characteristics. All right, so Nicki Minaj joined Kevin Samuels for live. And I want to play a little bit of what she said. And you guys are going to be shocked by what she says on this show. Even though Kevin Samuels keep it classy, he never brings up his ops or his enemies. But what Nicki Minaj said about herself has got the internet going crazy. So check this out, and I'll be back with more commentary.
Listen, I wanted to get on and talk to you for a very long time.
Is that right?
Do y'all hear that, man? Nicki Minaj is telling Kevin Samuels, the godfather of the Black manosphere, that she wanted to get on the show for a long time. So guess what, academics? That means that she's been watching for a long time. Just because ain't nobody stuck their toe out and said, hey, come on in. I'm going to hold the door open for the manosphere. Doesn't mean it's not coming, DJ Academics. So you got to pay attention to that. But one thing I can say is I never seen Kevin Samuels this nervous around a female or talking to a female. Even when he talked to other people in the industry, he was never this nervous. What is it about Nicki Minaj? You heard what she said, ladies and gentlemen. She's been wanting to talk to a guy for a long time. Let's continue.
So I want to know what you gotta, let's have this real talk. Let's have this real talk. Because I know a lot of times when people will speak to you, it's like they trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you call somebody trying to be funny, yes, I feel if you call somebody trying to be funny, then don't be mad at what you get. If you call somebody that, and you're really trying to, sincerely ask questions or get information or chat, then that's different. So I want to talk to you.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Well, what do you rate me?
Wait a minute.
Is that what we're starting off with?
That's what they starting off with, just as the godfather himself, Kevin Samuels, said. Nicki Minaj asked Kevin Samuels to rate her? Oh my God. You know, well, I got a feeling Kevin Samuels is going to come with a low number. He's going to come with like a 4.5. You're average at best, right? Ain't that's what he's going to say, ladies and gentlemen? You're average at best. I give you a 4.5. But let's listen and pay attention.
Yeah.
Do you think the men rate women?
No, I thought, because isn't that what you do?
What have you seen in my content? Have you just seen like the clips?
Yeah. I think I always see people calling you and you tell them, you ain't no such and such. You lying to yourself. You ain't this.
What I typically don't do is I don't typically rank people. I ask them if they rank themselves. I usually ask these questions.
So let's start it that way.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Dress size?
My dress size?
Mm-hmm.
Brenda Don said, my dress size? That's a good question. I guess a 4?
All right. And on a scale from 1 to 10, you can't use 7. What would you rank yourself? Fresh face out of the shower, just you.
Yeah.
That's how I always ask the question.
Seven.
Can't use 7.
What? Did my ears just play a trick on me? Did Nicki Minaj just rate herself a 7? And you know what Kevin Samuels said? You can't use 7 because 7 is right there where it's not too far up and it's not too far down. 7 is right there in the middle. And a lot of people would like to say 7 because they want to rate themselves. I'm better than a 5 and a 6. I'm right here as a 7. I might not be an 8, 9, or a 10 because I know 8, 9, and 10s. I know these women. You know, a lot of women know those women. So they ain't going to rate themselves at 8, 9, and 10. So what they normally do is rate themselves at a 7. But Kevin Samuels realized that majority of the women was rating themselves as 7s. He said, well, you can't use 7. We need more. We need you to be more honest. So either you're going to go 6 or you're going to go 8. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these women be 5'4", 250 pounds, and they go for the 10. I look at my face. You don't see my big, pretty face? These luscious lips. So I'm a 10. Look at my eyes. They're dreamy. But Nicki Minaj, man, she rated herself as a 7. Let's see what Kevin Samuels give her.
That's why 7 is the most common answer.
Really?
It's a default answer for most people because they don't want to go too high, they don't want to go too low.
Well, no, it ain't a default answer for me.
Well, let's see. I'll give you a 9.
What? Kevin Samuels gave Nicki Minaj a 9. I'm surprised he didn't give her a 10, but he's not a dick rider like Fresh and Fit and Academics, man. He's not a dick rider, and that's the reason why the manosphere is getting stronger and stronger every day. Don't be surprised if this guy Kevin Samuels don't have a full-fledged talk show just like Steve Harvey. That's what he's suiting himself up to do. Well, DJ Academics can have YouTube. He can have Spotify. He can talk shit, but he's going to talk his way up out of those deals, man, because he be going on rants, man. And that's why I call that guy Yakety Yak Act, man, because he be off the Henny and just go through a whole rant. And when he was talking about that YouTube guy, he went through a rant. He would have did that about a woman, it'd have been cancel culture just like it was before. So he's treading on thin ice. Kevin Samuels is not treading on that same ice, man. But I need y'all to tell me how y'all feel about this whole particular situation in the comment section. Did Nicki Minaj coming on to Kevin Samuels' show prove DJ Academics wrong and prove that the Black Manosphere is more than just a YouTube show or a gang of guys that'll never get nowhere? One thing about the Manosphere I do like, they have a conglomerate, man. They pull people in. But one thing I don't like the fact that O'Shea Duke Jackson, he thinks he's a gatekeeper. He thinks he's a gatekeeper to the Manosphere. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, O'Shea Duke Jackson, hit me up and let me know why I'm wrong. But I do feel like you think you're a gatekeeper, man. And that's one thing I don't like about the Manosphere. It's not a hierarchy, even though it is. But it's a meeting of the minds. It's not a hierarchy. You're not better than me because you're richer than me. It's a meeting of the minds. So that's one thing. Even though I don't talk about a lot of manosphere things like relationships, I'm not here every day telling you guys, oh, these women are this, that, the other. Or I love my wife. I just want to be with her. She's the only girl for me. I'm not here telling you guys that. I'm bringing you guys news about me being black, and I'm bringing you guys news about the community. That's why I place myself in the manosphere. And those guys can say, well, Low from the Go, he really ain't part of the manosphere. He just doing his own thing. He's a solo artist. But one thing about me, I got a whole crew behind me. I bring those people up, they bring me up. I come to their shows, they come to my shows. And that's one thing that I started. You know what I'm saying? I started that. So I am part of the manosphere, and black issues are my issues. That's why. I'm also part of the entertainment industry. You know what I'm saying? Because look at the interviews. I got fabulous interviews going on my channel. But, I also do things like this, and I talk about people that's in the manosphere. What do you guys think, man? Was this a statement? Because now you got to think about it. I was wondering why DJ Academics and Hussein Campbell was together. Now he got to get him a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not street enough. Kevin Samuels, you may say, was not mainstream enough. He just proved you wrong. But now you're not street enough.